The mission of every fire department is to save lives and to protect property. This twofold task demands that each firefighter possess the necessary training, experience, and physical abilities to perform their duties safely and effectively. Estes Park Fire Chief Scott Dorman and members of the Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department and Glen Haven Volunteer Fire Department recently participated in an educational training exercise at the YMCA of the Rockies. The Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department is beginning its annual membership drive. They are seeking motivated people with a desire to become firefighters and help our community. The work is challenging, and the time commitment for initial training is significant, but the rewards are so worth it.
If we're searching, we're just going to go for it.
Firefighting isn't just about putting water on fires, it's also about quick response, equipment maintenance, community service, and medical care. These many different components are what makes the job so exciting to these guys. Many people don't know just how hard being a firefighter is. It's an occupation that takes courage, trust, and strength.
We're at the YMCA. They're tearing down these buildings for new construction, so we're very appreciative of this opportunity. And we have members from Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department and Glen Haven Area Volunteer Fire Department. They're all volunteers, taking a day of their own time to come out and train, better their skills so that they can better serve the community. Windows, doors, and walls. We are going to be practicing search and rescue, and we're practicing salvage and overhaul. And that's kind of how it's set up when we actually arrive on a fire, minus the actual fire attack. So the reason for breaching a window would be we have somebody trapped on a second floor, we can't get up the stairs to them, throw up a ladder, break through the window so we can extricate people through the window, or start our search up there. Breaching a door, oftentimes doors are locked, so we need to make entry. Breaching walls a lot of times is more of a emergency extrication for firefighters, or sometimes to make access to the building. So especially with these walls here, it's good practice for the firefighters to go through something that's not drywall, which is easily broken through. Expend a little more effort to get out of a dangerous situation. Search and rescue, as you saw with the smoky conditions, excuse me, the extra smoke adds a little bit more realism. Definitely cuts down on visibility and trying to operate in an environment like that, and recognizing where you have viable victims who could survive and where there's no chance of survival. Simultaneously with search and rescue, we would be bringing a hose in as well, searching for the seat of the fire to extinguish the fire. And then when it's all over, with the salvage and overhaul like you saw, basically protecting the contents of a room so we don't damage them more. And then we need to tearing out walls and ceilings, looking for where the fire has extended to make sure that we have the fire completely out. And once we know where we have the extension of the fire, we pretty much stop the overhaul at that point so we don't create more damage to the building. Some of the other things they did, creating a catch-all for water out of tarps if we have leaks coming from a second-story fire and we don't want to damage the floor below if fire wasn't involved there. We can collect the water with the tarp that you saw we had set out. We could collect a couple 100 gallons in there. Or if we've got a steady leak, the water chute that you saw, we can just direct it straight out the building.
During one of the exercises, I was lucky enough to participate to see just what it feels like to be a firefighter. The smoke generator was used to fill one of the buildings with the non-toxic smoke to simulate the near zero visibility conditions firefighters often encounter in a burning structure. The guys helped me get suited up to take on the challenge. They fitted me with all the gear I needed, including an air tank. I quickly learned that with 55 to 65 pounds of gear on your back, these firefighters have to be made of the toughest stuff. The self-contained breathing apparatus is very much like a scuba regulator. The firefighters asked me if I was claustrophobic. I told them no, that I wasn't, but they said I probably soon would be. As soon as I was breathing air from the tank, they led me to the smoke-filled part of the building to search for a simulated victim. The only way to keep from getting lost in these conditions is to maintain physical contact with the wall at all times and with your firefighter partner. Chief Dorman was only about 2 inches in front of me, but after getting into the smoke just a few feet, I couldn't tell where he was. This was a fantastic opportunity in a controlled situation to be able to try and give me the experience that our firefighters face on each rescue as a reality. The elements missing from this particular training were the danger and the heat. In an average house fire, temperatures at ground level where we were crawling get to be around 300 degrees, and at a standing height, the temperatures would reach about 800 degrees. The suits we were wearing are fire retardant but not fireproof, another piece of evidence that this job requires courage. In many ways, firefighters are just like the rest of us. They put their pants on one leg at a time. Except, their pants are fireproof and heavily insulated. And forevermore, when I see a firefighter, I know I will always remember this experience.
Yeah.
You just run into stuff.
After returning to the smoke-free part of the building, where I knew I was once again safe, I was thoroughly impressed with what our firefighters go through and wondered just why and how they do it.
It's scary, even when there's no fire. I don't know how you do it.
It's a kick. Everybody needs to do it.
When you can't see anything.
And I think Assistant Fire Chief Daryl McCowan said it best.
I just went through a simulated burning building with Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department Chief Scott Dorman and Derek Rosenquist with full bunker gear on, 50 to 60 pounds, full mask, tank on my back, into a totally smoke-filled room. Couldn't see a thing. These guys are absolutely amazing. They're heroes. I can't imagine how they can go into these buildings and these rooms where you can't see a thing and find victims in burning homes. It's amazing. These guys are just amazing. It was a great experience to try that, but it's very scary, and these guys are absolutely heroes. This is Chris Hazelton with the Estes Park News. You can see more about this in the Friday edition of the Estes Park News.
If you're interested in becoming a member of the Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department, you're encouraged to pick up an application at the fire station at 901 North St. Vrain Avenue. You can also go to www.estesparkfire.com and download an application form. Fill it out and drop it off at the fire station. A big thank you to the Estes Park Volunteer Fire Department and all the guys for helping us out with this experience. You guys are true heroes.